Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, we're talking about something called as Gauntlet Loop. This is one of the technique which is used to build more than 40 plus video games with just one single prompt like this, as you are seeing over here. And people are using this prompt not only just to build video games, but also to build web applications, softwares, and even a larger fine-tuning of the applications with this single prompt. And this Gauntlet Loop prompt, that if you're going to pass it to any one of the coding agent like Codex or PyCoding agent or the Claude coding agent, it is going to spawn a lot of different agents for you and even works for hours to complete a task without even a single human intervention. It is way beyond than the agent loops as well as the single one-shot prompt that you can actually give. And even before I show something, you can see that Matt has shown in his X post that for you who think it is fake, here's a repo and the prompt in the thread below to generate this in one single shot. So he has actually used just one single prompt, which is this one, as you can see over here, to generate a video game of this particular size over here, as you can see. So this video game actually has got the audio as well. And you can see that the level of details that you are seeing over here in this particular video game is just a completely playable video game that you have got, where you can just move around, you can shoot and do everything, and everything is happening with just one single prompt, as you can see over here that you have got like this. So these are things which is going very, very viral these days in the internet, and everybody is talking about it. And that's the reason why I really wanted to talk to you about the same exact thing in our Execute Automation YouTube channel as well. Well, as that said, let's talk about what exactly is the Gauntlet Loop. Well, Gauntlet Loop, Matt called them as a builder versus critics pattern. And he popularized it through the Claude of Duty experiment that we just saw in the video there. And it's a one-shot orchestrational prompt, started a many hours run that produced a technically ambitious browser-based first-person shooter in 3.js file. So this is what it has actually done over here that we just discussed. So this is the prompt that he has actually given. He has said that I want to build a first-person shooter at the level of the most recent Call of Duty games. It should be utterly perfect, visually beautiful, with every single things done in an AAA quality or AAA quality from texture to physics to anything you can think of. Fan out the sub-agents and have sub-agents tackle each one individually so that the game is utterly perfect. So basically in here, you define an objective and then you also say what exactly that you need to do by fanning out a lot of sub-agents that can take care of all these operations for you. And then you can also set a boundary saying that don't stop until each sub-agent is utterly wowed with the quality when compared with the actual Call of Duty games. Look at that. So he has defined these three different sections over here, and then once he passed it to the Claude code, he saw this game that we were just talking about. And in traditional prompt, you can think of that user actually sends a prompt and then he gets a response from the AI agent, which is going to be like maybe a full curated code base that you're looking for. But every single time you get the response, that is not going to be a finished product for you, because now here the human in loop for this particular prompt, which you are using prompt engineering for that matter, is going to be the one who is going to evaluate whether the answer is correct or not from the AI agent that you're getting in. But with the Gauntlet technique, things are completely different. Over here, you are going to give a job definition to the AI agent. And over here, the AI agent is going to instantiate like a multiple agents who is going to be a designer agent or tester agent or UI agent or whatever agent you can think of. He's going to keep on designing things, or he's going to fan out things for you. And these agents are going to talk with the judge agent, which is going to be pretty much like a critics or the evaluator agent. So this judge agent is going to get some reference and benchmark details whether this output that you are getting from the other worker agents are actually correct or not, and also going to check for the boundaries to whether to stop the judgment any further. And if this judge agent is really happy, then it is going to say a stop signal to all these agents to stop working. The output looks pretty cool, and then this agent is going to return back to the actual lead agent, and this lead agent is going to return the output for the user, which is going to be like a pretty much a finished product. But in here, in this particular prompt that I was just showing you, you are not essentially going to be doing any of these, as you can see over here. In the Gauntlet Loop technique, you just define something like these, like 3 different sections. Automatically, the AI agent and the large language model are going to do things for you over here. So you can see that the objective is the first paragraph over here. And then there is this metrics, which is this one. And there is this boundaries over here, as you can see. So the objective in your case, if you're going to be building a website, then you can tell that I want to build a website for my portfolio, for these number of courses or whatever it is. And once you define it, and once you set this particular objective, then you have to set a metrics that you need to spawn these many agents to perform these operation, and also keep looping until it is perfect, and also keep the separate sub agent should be really harsh critics. And if it is done, if it doesn't look like an actual website that you're looking for, then you should keep going. So you're setting the loop in here for the agents to keep continuing. And then you are setting a boundary that don't stop until each sub agent is utterly wowed with the output for the application that you're looking for. So this is exactly what is the technique of the Gauntlet Loop for you. And once you have set everything, then you can get the output that you're looking for. And I have actually did the exact same thing for my Playwright test automation code as well. And I've also built a completely new website, everything using this Gauntlet Loop technique with the power of the Minimax M3 model, which is going to actually perform all these operations. That is the large language model that I am using. I have not used the Claude model or my standard plan that I have got, because I'm not sure whether it's going to burn out the whole token for me. That's the reason why I'm sticking with the Minimax M3 model, because they are pretty good in terms of the cheapest price for the amazing model that they have got. That's the reason why I'm actually using it, and it is so awesome. And I'm going to quickly show you how I have built the Playwright test framework code, everything with just one single Gauntlet Loop code like this one, or prompt like this one. And then I'm also going to show you how I actually built a website completely with just one single prompt, and the Gauntlet Loop technique has built everything for me. So you can see that this is the final output of my prompt that I have gave for the Playwright to actually start generating the Playwright test code for me. And this is the code that I'm talking about, as you can see over here. So it has got all the scripts, and these are the tests that I have got, and everything is generated for me with just one single prompt. So it went and started doing the accessibility testing, authentication testing, console error testing, employee CRUD operations, employee details specs, as you can see, employee list spec, and there is this fixture, navigation, registers, and responsive spec, and this is the Playwright configurations. And then it has also written some script over here for me, like how it can debug things as well. See, all of these written for me over here, and everything is written by the Gauntlet Loop technique that I was actually using to perform this operation. And you can see the total number of messages that it was sent to achieve this particular operation is around 444 total messages, out of which 3 of the messages, the one that I actually sent in the Gauntlet Loop, the 3 actual messages that you just saw there. And then there is this assistant, which has got 222 calls, which is automatically done. And this is the total number of the tokens which are actually used. And you can also see that the total number of usage for this particular operation is not much as well. Like it just used like 1% of my daily 5 hours limit in my Minimax over here. So it's not that much as well, to be honest, for the whole operation that it has performed. And then I asked other operation as well. I wanted it to build a modern 2026 quality course listing website for the execute automation that showcase every course taught by me in my Udemy, and also go and fetch the courses from the Udemy. And then I have got around 40 plus courses. So once you have got these information, then start building for me. So that's the objective. And then I have set a metrics over here. And then there is also the boundaries that I'm setting, that build a static local site and that runs like renders locally, and do not deploy it anywhere register any domains or push it live. That I'm setting a hard limit there, that this is the boundary that you should not really break that boundary for me. I don't want it to be deployed somewhere in the internet, but that's the reason why I want to keep that thing. And once I started executing the entire code over here, you can see that the Claude code is actually doing things for me. Like it is starting to do the scraping of the real Udemy course data, which actually took quite some time for me to scrape. And once the scraping of the data is done, it then started building the V1 of the site for me. And once it is completed, you can see that it has started doing the critics review with fixed rounds as well. And once all of these are completed, you can see that my application is up and running, which has got my application as you can see over here. So you can see that it shows me that this is the website, like software architect, consultant, and YouTuber, and best-selling instructor. So my photo is also there, which is amazing. And you can see that it also shows me my YouTube channel as well over here, which I have not even told, but it's bringing that up for me as well. And you can see that I have got all my courses. So you can see that if I click the browse all courses, it's gonna go and take me to that single page. There's a small change glitch here, which is fine. But you can see that all my featured courses are coming. It's also bringing that thumbnail for me from there. And also it says my details over here and how many students have enrolled within my course, and what is the experience that I have got. Also shows me all the topics that I really cover. And if I'm going to click any of the topics there, it's going to show me that particular course as well, which is pretty amazing. You can see that it shows me all my AI courses, which is pretty amazing. So all of these, I have just given one single prompt, and based on the Gauntlet technique that I've used, every single thing is happening, which is quite amazing. So this is something which is going quite crazy on the internet. And you can see that the total time it took to complete this particular operation for me is around 1 hour and 13 minutes, as you can see over here, not beyond that. And after that, the execution is complete. So this is the Gauntlet technique. Let me know, what do you think about it? I mean, I have not done any game development or anything like that, but I actually already see the potential of what my use cases are while using this Gauntlet Loop technique. What do you think about these techniques and how you are going to be using and implementing it within your organization? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But I feel this is already amazing. And now you don't even have to build these agents and sub-agents, because all these fan out of the agents and sub-agents are going to happen automatically by just that one single line. And you're going to be seeing amazing results already. That's it, guys. That's all about what exactly this Gauntlet Loop is all about. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one.